What if the intricate mosaics covering the Alhambra palace weren't just decoration, but a sophisticated visual language designed to conceal profound secrets in plain sight? Picture this. You're walking through the Court of the Lions, sunlight filtering through delicate stone screens, your eyes tracing endless patterns that swirl across walls, ceilings, and arches. At first glance, it's overwhelming beauty, a symphony of color and shape. But if you look closer, something strange happens. The patterns begin to shift. They repeat, yet never exactly. They're mathematical, yet feel alive. This is the genius of Alhambra's mosaics. What appears as pure ornament is actually one of the most sophisticated cryptographic systems ever rendered in stone. To understand why, we need to step back into 14th century Granada, when this palace fortress was the crown jewel of Al-Andalus, the last Islamic kingdom in Spain. Here, art wasn't just for beauty. It was philosophy, theology, and science all woven together. And the mosaics were its primary language, but this language faced a unique challenge. Islamic tradition generally prohibits the depiction of living beings in sacred spaces. No human figures, no animals. So artists had to express complex ideas through abstraction. They turned to geometry, but not just any geometry. They used what mathematicians now call infinite repetition, patterns that can theoretically continue forever, reflecting the infinite nature of God. The real magic begins when you realize these aren't random designs. Each mosaic follows specific mathematical rules, many based on the concept of Jiri tiles, a system using 5 precise polygon shapes that interlock perfectly. Artisans would create these tiles with notches and tabs, almost like ancient puzzle pieces, allowing incredibly complex patterns to be assembled by craftsmen who might not even understand the underlying mathematics now. Here's where it gets fascinating. Look at the mosaics in the hall of the Abencerrage, the stunning star patterns covering the domed ceiling. At first, they seem perfectly symmetrical, but if you follow any single line, you'll discover it never actually ends. It transforms, crossing other lines, creating new shapes in what mathematicians call self-similarity, a concept that wouldn't be formally described in the West for another 500 years. This wasn't just artistic flair. It was deliberate. The never-ending lines symbolized the infinite nature of the divine, while the complex intersections represented the interconnectedness of all creation. Walking beneath these ceilings was meant to be a meditative experience, a visual representation of cosmic order, but the mosaics held another, more practical secret. They were architectural reinforcement. The interlocking patterns distributed weight and stress across vast surfaces, allowing for those famously slender columns and impossibly delicate-looking arches. The beauty was structural. The patterns literally held the palace together. Perhaps most remarkably, different rooms used different mosaic languages. The more private royal chambers featured quieter, more repetitive patterns inducing calm. Reception halls used bolder, more complex designs meant to impress and overwhelm visitors. And in certain spaces, you can find what scholars call intentional imperfections, single tiles placed slightly off pattern. Some believe these were humble acknowledgments that only God creates perfection. Others suggest they were markers pointing toward hidden passages or important architectural features. The creation process itself was a marvel. Artisans worked from coded pattern books, grids and diagrams that functioned like ancient algorithms. A master designer would create the mathematical template. Then teams of craftsmen would execute it across different materials: tile, wood, stucco, often working without seeing the full final composition until it was complete. When Christian rulers took over the Alhambra, they preserved these mosaics, though their original meanings began to fade. For centuries, visitors admired them as beautiful decoration, without understanding the sophisticated knowledge embedded within their curves and angles today. Using digital analysis, researchers have discovered even deeper layers. Some patterns encode precise astronomical alignments. Others appear to map mathematical concepts that wouldn't be formally developed until the Renaissance. The mosaics were, in effect, a library storing advanced knowledge in a form that could survive wars, regime changes, and the passage of time. Which brings us to the ultimate secret of Alhambra's mosaics. They were never meant to be fully understood at a single glance. They reveal themselves gradually to those who look long enough at patterns within patterns, meanings within meanings. They teach us that sometimes the most profound truths aren't spoken or written, but woven into the very fabric of the spaces we inhabit. What ancient structure holds secrets you believe we haven't fully uncovered yet? Share your thoughts below. Your suggestion might become our next exploration into history's hidden wonders.